The survival competition begins Monday, July 8th.
News 4 Midday starts now.
The first round of storms moved through the area quickly this morning, but more rain and wind is on the way. Coming up, a look at the schools that have decided to close early because of the bad weather. Plus, we'll answer the question, what's next? Storm Team 4 is tracking more stormy weather headed in this direction. We have both meteorologist Tom Curine and Chuck Bell in this morning to give you the most up-to-date forecast. And good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 4 Midday. I'm Barbara Harris, and it's Thursday, June 13th. 2013. And we are closely watching round 2 of severe weather as it approaches our region. Right now we are in a bit of a clear spot, but this is what it looked like from our city cam as the first wave of rain and wind moved through around 8 o'clock this morning. Other than making for a messy commute, it caused little damage except for some downed wires. The threat of what lies ahead is causing some school systems to act, however. Prince George's County schools will be closing at 1 o'clock this afternoon, and Frederick County Virginia schools are closing early, too. High schools will close at noon, middle schools at 12:15, and elementary schools at 1 o'clock. Storm 4 meteorologist Tom Curine joins us now to bring us up to speed on when we can expect the worst of it. Tom.
Yeah, we survived round 1. That first round came through. The sky got really dark. We got some bizarre clouds. I'm going to show you a couple of pictures that people were tweeting this morning of a strange-looking sky. That's coming up a couple of minutes. Right now, things are settled here in the Storm Team 4 Weather Center. We've got the Skywatcher camera looking toward downtown Washington, and right now just a gray sky, and we have just a few sprinkles of rain right around the metro area. The storms that roared on through this morning crossed the bay. Now they're right at the Atlantic beaches from Cape Henlopen down to Rehoboth. They're getting thunder and lightning and some downpours there. But right around much of Northern Virginia, the district, and our nearby suburbs north and west of Washington, right now just a little bit of light rain, and that's in western Fairfax, northern Montgomery, and into Loudoun County and Fauquier County. Just a little bit of light rain. Now, we did have some damage in Frederick County between Walkersville and Union Bridge. Trees down, power lines down there from a strong storm that passed north of us this morning. Now, there is another line of developing weather way out in the Midwest. I'll show you that and tell you when I think that's going to arrive later this afternoon. Could be strong storms with damaging winds and power outages. The timing and all of that, that's coming up in a couple of minutes. Barbara.
All right. Thank you, Tom. People in our area or in the areas where flooding is common during severe weather are trying to head off trouble before it starts today. News 4's Megan McGrath is in the Bloomingdale section of Northwest Washington, an area that has seen trouble in the past. Megan.
Well, they've seen a lot of trouble in the past, and this is one of the problem areas right here, the intersection of Rhode Island and First Street. When they have flooding in the Bloomingdale neighborhood, this intersection and a lot of the surrounding streets are underwater. Well, they've had so many problems as of late that the people around here are pretty familiar with the drill. And so with the weather that's on its way to the area, many are taking precautions. Even before the rain began, residents of the Bloomingdale neighborhood began taking precautions, grabbing sandbags from D.C. water trucks stationed along First Street.
The foundation of my house seemed like every time it rained real hard, water comes in the basement.
The sandbags can be seen in the usual trouble spots, in front of windows and doors, any gap where water can seep in.
I just put sandbags in front of the doors, little tarps, and like plastic stuff so it seals the doors so no water gets inside.
You worried?
A little bit, always.
Bloomingdale has flooded repeatedly in the last year, so as the first wave of rain began to fall, some began to fret. Construction is underway to help the situation, but it will take years to finish the entire project. So in the meantime, sandbags have become a way of life for many.
It's unfortunate, but it's the neighborhood, so.
And we had that rain earlier this morning. Right now, we're in a bit of a lull. Everything is dry. The sun even came out for a little while, but we are expecting that second round of storms. Now, people are not only making preparations here in the D.C. area, they're doing so in Maryland as well. And we're going to take it over now to Capitol Heights. That's where Tony Tull is this morning. What are folks doing there?
Hey there, Megan. Good morning. You know, I saw you had a lot of action in your package going here up in District Heights, the Capitol Heights area. Not so much. You know, we've been in contact with Pepco all morning long. They said they're kind of staging, making sure their people are ready for the long shifts that they're expecting once this second storm moves through. Now, this morning about 9:30, we did have some clouds move in that looked pretty scary, but it was pretty uneventful. We got about 5 or 10 minutes worth of drizzle, and that was about it. So as far as it goes here in Prince George's County and some parts in Maryland, we didn't experience too much of a problem here this morning, but we did hit some of the local hardware stores, expecting some people to be prepping for what is going to be a hard afternoon, but a lot of people said they're actually not worried about it. Are you worried about the storm coming?
No, I'm not worried about this storm. They always hype it up more than it needs to be, but it ain't no bad storm. I don't believe it is. We ain't flooding, so I'm good.
No, I'm not worried about it.
So what'd you do to prepare for it?
I cleaned up my gutters, made sure all my drains were working. I'm good.
Now, Barbara, Pepco says they have about 150 linemen standing by, and then they have another additional 450 contractors standing by as well. So they have about 600 personnel. They have some trucks staged out at the Forestville location. So they are prepared for it. They're just waiting to see what is going to happen. Also, they've been in constant contact with the power companies out in Ohio and Michigan to see what they have been dealing with all morning long so they can be better prepared as well. But that's the latest from the Forestville area. I'm Tony Tall. Barbara, we'll send it back into you.
All right, thank you, Tony. This storm could take a toll on your plans if you're heading out of town today. We just checked with the FAA. You can expect delays of up to an hour here at Reagan National Airport right now. Things are even worse out at Dulles. You're looking at delays of up to 2 hours or longer there. If you haven't downloaded our Storm Team 4 app, today is the day to do it. We'll send you the warnings and alerts that you need to keep you safe during the storms. Best of all, it'll keep you up to speed if and when the power goes out. The app is free. Just search NBC Washington Weather. And we have breaking news out of Louisiana right now. News 4's Richard Jordan is at the live desk. Richard.
In a chemical plant explosion out there in Louisiana. This is happening in the town of Geyser, which is just southeast of Baton Rouge. Again, reports that several people have been injured in a chemical plant explosion there southeast of Baton Rouge at the Williams Company. Now, firefighters are saying that they are seeing several people being loaded onto ambulances and then taken to the hospital. The early numbers are that at least 25 people have been hurt here. We're still working to get the first pictures and video from the scene. As soon as we have it, we will turn it around for you. At the live desk, I'm Richard Jordan.
Right now in D.C., Metro is unveiling its plan for the future. The transit agency is revealing a 12-year plan to update trains and buses to keep up with the growing number of passengers. More than 400 new 7000 series rail cars will be added. That'll allow longer 8-car trains that move 35,000 more passengers every hour. And there will be 400 new buses added to the fleet, as well as more dedicated bus lanes and priority traffic signals. The plan also calls for touchscreen kiosks in stations and trains to access connecting information and even flight information at Reagan National Airport. And new this morning, police are looking for the woman involved in an accident that killed a child. They say she was driving an SUV that crashed into a minivan on St. Barnabas Road in Marlow Heights last night. The child who died was in that van. The woman driving it and another child in the van were both injured. They are expected to survive, however. Police say the SUV's driver ran away after the accident. They don't have a very good description of her at this time. This is our first look at the Maryland man killed in a crash with a police officer early yesterday. 32-year-old James Tolliver of Upper Marlboro, Maryland, was killed when Prince George's County Corporal Michael Mogavero crashed his car at Route 197 and London Lane in Bowie. Police say Corporal Mogavero was on his way to another crash scene at the time. Investigators are looking at dash cam video to see if the officer had his lights and sirens on. Well, 6 months after the deadly shootings at Sandy Hook Elementary in Newtown, Connecticut, family members of some victims are back in Washington. The group is making a renewed push for more gun control.
Ana Marquez Green, age 6, murdered on December 14th with a gun. Davino.
This morning, they held a vigil at the Capitol where they read the names of the victims of the tragedy. The Senate is expected to reconsider a bill expanding background checks in July. But so far, none of the senators who voted against the original bill has indicated that they've changed their minds. And we are watching developments out of Turkey this morning, where the Prime Minister is sending a strong warning to protesters. Coming up, we're going to have the latest on the situation there. Plus, our attention remains focused on our weather and the storms headed in our direction. The storm team is working together to bring us the latest on what we can expect later today. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Sponsored by Mattress Warehouse, where sleep happens.
Stay away from Brady. You stay away from Brady.
This week, 2 women fighting over 1 man.
Anyone can make him forget you ever existed. That would be me.
Which one are you rooting for? Days of Our Lives, weekdays at 1 here on NBC.
I'm always on the lookout for a good deal. Like this. And this. And this. And these. And this. So when I found out about America's Best, I got really excited. You can get 2 pairs of glasses for $69.95 with a free eye exam. Designer frames and low prices? Now that's a good deal.
Call 1-800-2PAIR or visit 2pair.com to schedule an appointment today.
My nerd cave.
A secret passage.
Closet space.
A gourmet kitchen.
Jogging path.
Vaulted ceilings.
A yard.
At RE/MAX, there are nearly 90,000 agents to find the perfect fit for all the things that move you.
What moves you?
This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, it's H.H. Greg's 33-hour sale. Save on this 3-piece kitchen package, only $9.99. 32-inch HD TVs are just $188. This Samsung 51-inch HD TV is a low $498. And Samsung Galaxy tablets just $169 at the H.H. Gregg 33-hour sale. Save big on great gifts just in time for Father's Day. Appliances, electronics, furniture, and more. H.H. Gregg.
Lace up your sneakers and join GW Medical Faculty Associates at the Zero Prostate Cancer Run Capital Area on Sunday, June 16th at Pentagon Row. For details, visit zeroprostatecancerrun.org.
After 30 years of remodeling kitchens and baths at Cabinet Discounters, we still get excited when customers like Pamela write, "Thank you for my beautiful kitchen. It doesn't just look terrific, it really works." And Anne, who says, "I actually enjoy cooking again." Cabinet Discounters' experienced designers really listen to you to create an exciting new kitchen. Find our 7 showroom locations and photos of actual projects at CabinetDiscounters.com. Then call for a free consultation. You'll find a lot more than just cabinets at Cabinet Discounters.
Togetherness takes on a whole new meaning with the bigger, better Planet Snoopy at King's Dominion. With 8 new family rides like Snoopy's Space Buggies, Lucy's Tugboat, and Woodstock Whirlybirds, Planet Snoopy is now 14 acres of fun. It's the largest Peanuts-themed children's area in the world. And everyone pays kids' price at kingsdominion.com through June 16th. Come and experience all the thrills King's Dominion has to offer. King's Dominion, now open daily.
We're following a developing story. Turkey's prime minister is vowing to remove what he calls lawbreakers from one of Istanbul's main squares. He's referring to the protesters who have battled police there for nearly 2 weeks. This was the scene in that square this morning. Demonstrators don't appear to be going anywhere. Those anti-government protests spread to other cities in Turkey as well. Also developing this morning, astonishing new numbers are revealing just how deadly the conflict in Syria has been. The United Nations says 93,000 people are confirmed dead from the fighting, but the real number is likely to be far higher. The UN says at least 5,000 killings have been documented every month since last July. Well, in the day ahead, we'll be watching for more positive signs about the health of Nelson Mandela. South Africa's current president says he's responding better to treatment. Mandela is on his 6th day in the hospital. He made that announcement before the country's parliament. Mandela is fighting a recurring lung infection. The 94-year-old's grandson told reporters yesterday that the family is happy with the care Mandela is getting and appreciates the outpouring of support. Congress will find out today how the NSA's secret surveillance programs kept terrorists from attacking us. NSA Director Keith Alexander is meeting with the Senate and House Intelligence Committees. We won't get to see or hear these meetings because they will be private. Alexander testified in an open Senate hearing yesterday. He told committee members the programs prevented dozens of terrorist attacks. The head of the FBI says terrorism remains his agency's top priority. Robert Mueller is testifying right now before the House Judiciary Committee. This is his last time going before the committee before he steps down in September. Mueller says the Boston Marathon bombing proves how tough it can be to stop homegrown terrorists.
These individuals present unique challenges because they do not share a typical profile. Their experiences and motives are often distinct, which makes them difficult to identify and difficult to stop.
Mueller is also testifying about the FBI's investigation of the deadly attack in Benghazi, Libya, and the leaks of classified government information. Today, President Obama will welcome members of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender community to the White House. He's hosting a reception in honor of LGBT Pride Month. In previous years, the president has used the reception to highlight his administration's efforts to level the playing field for the LGBT community and to highlight new initiatives. Miami police are telling us more about the accident involving President Obama's motorcade. 2 motorcycle officers in that motorcade were hurt. One is already home. Doctors are still treating the other one, but that officer is in stable condition. Police aren't saying what caused the accident. The president was in Miami for a couple of Democratic fundraisers. Today will be a memorable day for Congressman John Dingell. He'll be honored for becoming the longest-serving member of Congress in history. He's represented Michigan in the House since 1955. If you want to be exact now, he's served 57 years and 183 days. Dingell broke the late Senator Robert Byrd's longevity record last Friday. Congratulations to him. Both sides of Congress will also be united tonight at Nats Park if the weather holds. Republicans and Democrats square off in the annual congressional baseball game. That's if the weather holds, as we said. Game time is set for 7:05 tonight. Tickets are only $10 and the proceeds go to charity. Historically, the GOP has 2 more wins than the Democrats. Well, we'll find out if they're going to be on the field tonight. We asked Tom Kierine, what's it look like from the weather?
Well, it may be delayed. It may just be delayed, but I think they might actually get the game in if they want to delay for a little bit. As that's going to be the timing for this storm. That's going to be critical with round 2 coming in later this afternoon. Round 1 certainly looked scary. Got some great photos in here. Just a couple that were put and posted on Twitter and Facebook. This one sent in by Mackenzie on Twitter to my Twitter account. Great to have you following, Mackenzie. This was in Loudoun County. Beautiful out in Loudoun County, but look at that scary sky. This was right before the thunderstorm rolled right over Loudoun County with some downpours and thunder and lightning. Then this photo was taken by Melanie while she was on the yellow line while it was crossing the Potomac River right before those storms rolled right over Washington with just some rain, and we didn't have any lightning coming through. Post your pics to the weather at NBCWashington.com. Great to have you following on Twitter and Facebook, as I love to post and share frequently your photos. Right now, 81 at Reagan National, and the dew point 64. It actually has got a little bit drier since those showers came through. A southwesterly breeze, though, beginning to pick up, and that wind is going to get a little gusty out of the southwest as we get into the afternoon. Right now, around the metro area, generally just in the low 70s farther west and north, where some of that rain was a little bit harder. Out in Loudoun County, Montgomery County, western Fairfax, only low 70s, but it's right near 80 in Washington and Prince George's County. Southern Fairfax and southern Maryland, most locations there are right around 80 degrees now. Well, there was that one line that came through us this morning. We'll repeat this one more time. It rolled right over us right around 9 o'clock this morning. Now it's on the eastern shore. A lot of the lightning has stopped. Right now, just a little bit of light rain across northern Virginia and our nearby suburbs north and west. However, there is a developing line of some strong storms now just crossing the Ohio River. Stretches all the way from there in southern Ohio all the way down to central Kentucky. That's advancing east. I think it's a good 5.5 hours or so away before it gets close to Washington. So it's going to be maybe around 4 to 5 o'clock o'clock or so coming into the metro area from the west. And all this zone in red, this is a severe risk zone, unfortunately, for the afternoon hours. That includes Washington, much of Maryland, Virginia, Eastern Shore, the risk of strong storms coming in. What type of risk? Well, let's find out. Chuck Bell joins me now with details on the afternoon potential for severe storms. Chuck?
All right. Yes, indeed, Tom. Round number 1 came through this morning with an awful lot of thunder and lightning and some very strong winds, as you mentioned, up across especially Frederick County. The next batch arriving here later this afternoon has a little bit higher threat level from a wind perspective. So that's what we need to keep in mind. So your severe potential, your threats today, there is, unlike this morning, there is a substantial risk for a possibility of a tornado and for large hail, neither one of which do we have to deal with this morning. A continuing risk for very strong, damaging winds coming up later this afternoon. The storms are moving quickly enough where we've lowered our flash flood risk just a smidgen, but again, a very high risk of damaging winds and an increased risk for hail and tornadoes compared to what we saw this morning. And the timing, as you mentioned, Tom, 3 o'clock to about 8 o'clock this afternoon, winds could easily exceed 60 miles per hour in some of the strongest storms. That will bring down trees and power lines, so power loss could be an issue for a lot of folks. Flash flooding and isolated tornadoes, we'll be keeping a close eye on that. Doug and Veronica and Amelia will be here all afternoon, of course.
All right, thanks so much, Chuck. And the radar showing there are some other storms as well now beginning to fire up in northern West Virginia, south of Morgantown there, right around Canaan Valley and farther off to the west of there. So that may be moving a little closer toward us, too, by maybe around 2 or 3 o'clock. But then that line of stronger storms, 100% chance of that moving in generally between right into the metro area around 5 to 7 p.m., but sooner farther west and north of Washington, and then maybe around 8 o'clock or so farther east. Then by midnight, I think the cloud cover is going to be breaking up. Temperatures by then will be dropping out of the upper 80s from mid-afternoon back down into the upper 60s by midnight. And then tomorrow morning, all the way down to just near 60 degrees. So a dramatic drop in temperature and a drop in our humidity as well. Should be a much more comfortable day tomorrow. Lower humidity and cooler with highs in the 70s and partly sunny. Small chance of an isolated shower tomorrow afternoon. Beautiful day on Saturday. 50s in the morning. Afternoon highs, low 80s and low humidity. Delightful for outdoor recreation. And then on Sunday, Father's Day, increasing clouds and maybe getting a little more humid. Highs reaching the mid-80s. Then Sunday night, Storm Team 4 7-day outlook showing maybe some thunder showers moving through on Sunday night. Perhaps some afternoon storms on Monday. Things get a little more unsettled too Monday afternoon and evening into Tuesday. Could get some more thunderstorms then, and into midweek next week we dry out and highs in the mid-80s. We will have frequent updates throughout the afternoon. Doug and Veronica, Amelia be here. Our Storm Team 4 coverage will be continuing with frequent updates, so stay tuned. We'll also be on Twitter and Facebook too.
All right, thank you, Tom. And still ahead, what lawmakers are doing today to keep our bridges and highways safe. Plus, back in service, that cruise ship that was stranded for days in the Gulf of Mexico after an engine fire is sailing again. But are passengers willing to get back on? We're going to look at that. Here's a look at what's hot right now on NBCWashington.com.
If you can't, we can. Michael and Son.
Morning traffic with Lisa Baden every 10 minutes on the ones. Weather every 4 minutes. And the latest local news. Get it first. Get it fast. Get it now. Preset your car radio to All News all the time. All News 99.1 WNEW.
If these legs could talk, they'd say, you're not just a mother. You're an airplane. A space shuttle. A vehicle of her limitless imagination. But like any good vehicle, everything needs to run smoothly. Especially your legs.
Varicose and spider veins can be uncomfortable and get between you and those you love. Plus, they get worse if untreated. So call Vein Clinics of America or visit veinclinics.com.
Listen to your legs. There's a lot riding on them.
We got new flooring from Empire today for this entire room.
But we only paid for this much.
It's Empire Today's 60% off sale. Get hardwood, laminate, or ceramic for any room 60% off. Plus, pay no interest for 1 year. And right now, get a lot more for a lot less.
We paid for this much new flooring.
But we got all of this.
Don't miss 60% off. Schedule now at EmpireToday.com or call
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
Come on, you scamps. Get up, you sinners. You're all too full of expensive dinners.
Hit the high seas with Roundabout Theater Company's Tony Award-winning Anything Goes, starring Broadway sensation Rachel York as Reno Sweeney. Anything Goes is the perfect Broadway getaway with white-hot dancing and a songbook of Cole Porter's biggest hits the New York Times calls musical comedy joy.
At the Kennedy Center now through July 7th. Call 202-467-4600 for tickets today.
Giant Food is committed to keeping kids healthy through eating right and physical activity.
We encourage kids to go outside and play. That is why Giant's a proud sponsor of Camp for Kids.
For 20 years, Camp for Kids has helped send local children in need to summer camp.
Help give local kids the chance to go to camp. Go to NBCWashington.com and search camp to give money online or mail a check to this address.
Join NBC4 and Giant and help give every kid the chance to go to camp.
97.1 Wash FM, Washington's variety station and the home of Kelly Clarkson. And where all the great 80s songs live. 97.1 Wash FM.
Acting the part of a hero is easy. Being one in real life is not. It takes more bravery and perseverance than most of us can imagine, and for many, more personal sacrifice than we will ever know. DAV provides free assistance to veterans of all generations and their families. By supporting DAV, we can help ensure that our veterans get the benefits they've earned and the honor that real-life heroes deserve. Help fulfill the promise to our men and women who have served. Go to davpromises.org.
You're watching News 4 Midday.
It's a cruise ship that gives some travelers nightmares, but today it's sailing again, and it will be packed with brave passengers. The Carnival Triumph will leave for a 4-day cruise from Galveston, Texas, in just a few hours. This is the same ship that was stranded for days in the Gulf of Mexico after an engine fire back in February. And get this, the ship's first 2 cruises are sold out. Carnival spent $115 million to repair and upgrade this particular cruise liner. Well, just a month away from her due date, the Duchess of Cambridge appeared in one of her final public events this morning. Kate Middleton christened a Royal Princess cruise ship ahead of its maiden voyage. Middleton smashed a bottle of bubbly on its bow. On Saturday, she'll help kick off the official celebration of the Queen's birthday. But that's the last scheduled public appearance before her July 15th due date. Our time right now, 11:26. Take a look outside. We're getting a break from the bad weather right now. Coming up, Storm Team 4 meteorologist Tom Kirine will come back with when we can expect the next round of storms to hit us. Plus, problems at the U.S. Open this morning because of bad weather. The latest on what the delay will mean. And an update on the 10-year-old girl whose parents took legal action to get her a transplant that she needed. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Summer months bring severe summer storms. Stay safe with Storm Team 4. Amelia Siegel, Chuck Bell, Veronica Johnson, Tom Kirine, and Chief Meteorologist Doug Kammerer. On air, online, and on your smartphone.
We're working for you. Most truck drivers are trained and responsible, but when there's a problem, you need to take back what's been taken away from you. Call on the Hurt Line, the Mike Slocum Law Firm. Right now.
Fortunately, I called a law firm with experience in truck accidents.
Local lawyers
who understand the system.
Back soon with a new TV.
Wait! You can't just run out and buy any TV.
But they're on sale, and they're big and pretty and HD.
It'll cost a lot more than you think if you don't get the right model. Novak's Home Energy Suite will help us find the best TV for our family. Just fill in the blanks and it calculates the energy use, helping us save energy and money.
Sweet!
Home Energy Suite. Just one more way Novak helps us use our power wisely.
www.novec.com.
What's better, being the best at something or just being okay?
Best.
Okay, why?
I would be the best doctor because I would give them casts if they're hurt. There's colorful casts with stickers on them.
You would just give them casts?
With stickers. Stickers that say feel better. No.
It's not complicated. Best is better. And AT&T's network is ranked #1 in Washington, D.C. Awarded by Root Metrics.
People are stuck in very old habits of using toothpaste to clean a denture. But dentures are very different to real teeth. They're about 10 times softer and may have surface pores where bacteria can grow and multiply. Pollinate is specifically designed to clean dentures daily. Its unique microclean formula kills 99.99% of odor-causing bacteria and helps dissolve stains, cleaning in a better way than brushing with toothpaste. That's why dentists recommend Polident.
Polident. Cleaner, fresher, brighter every day.
Right now, during the King's Dominion Everyone's a Kid promotion, pay kids prices no matter how old you are. And for actual kids, there's our new Bigger, Better Planet Snoopy. Just purchase tickets before June 16th only at kingsdominion.com. King's Dominion. Thrills connect.
My back was hurt.
My knees were crushed.
With a serious case, you need to put experience on your side right away.
I knew to call the Hurt Line.
I got more than I thought I'd get.
Tell them you mean business. Call on the Hurt Line. The Mike Slocum Law Firm. Right now.
He's been named Mr. Perfect, and now Steve's sending him on a mega date with 10 single viewers.
Which lady would you like to see again?
Plus, one lucky audience member gets a man cave makeover.
Today at 2 on NBC4.
Right now on News 4 Midday, we are waiting for round 2 of severe weather to hit our region. Many of you already saw some heavy rain move through just a couple of hours ago. But this is all just a preview of what's to come later this afternoon, and that has some schools closing early. Prince George's County schools will be closing at 1 this afternoon, and Frederick County, Virginia schools are closing early too. High schools will close at noon, middle schools at 12:15, and elementary schools at 1 o'clock this afternoon. These severe storms are putting a milestone for some local students in jeopardy. Patriot High School in Nokesville says it's moving its graduation ceremony. It'll now happen at 7:30 tonight, and they just decided to move the festivities inside. There is a slight chance if the weather is really bad out there, the ceremony could be moved until tomorrow, but as of now, it's 7:30 tonight in Nokesville. We want to show you some of the dangers this storm is bringing. Someone snapped this picture of lightning striking the Willis Tower, which used to be called the Sears Tower in Chicago. And see this fire? Lightning sparked this. It's one of the concerns about the storm system headed our way. This is in a suburb of Chicago. The house pretty much burned to the ground. Someone else in Illinois shot this video. Look closely. You can see what looks like a funnel cloud there in the distance. The National Weather Service can't confirm yet that this was a tornado. It did tell us that several tornadoes touched down in northern Illinois yesterday. I'm going to check back with Tom Curine now for the latest on the forecast. Are you outside, Tom?
Well, right now in the Storm Team 4 Weather Center, watching a line of storms coming in out of the Ohio Valley, crossing the mountains. That's what's going to be, it may be hitting us by later this afternoon. That is the main threat. Right now, though, things are settled around the metro area. Temperatures are in the upper 70s, right near 80 degrees now in Washington and the nearby suburbs, although it is cooler farther north and west where they got some of the heavier rains earlier this morning. Not a lot of rain, though. Didn't really have any flooding. Only about a quarter of an inch of rain because these are fast-moving showers that rolled on through. Right now near 80 degrees. And that was that line of storms that came through this morning. Right now, it's a little bit of light rain in the metro area and across northern Virginia and our northern suburbs. But a line of severe storms that I'm really very nervous about here. This is a developing line, and it's looking actually a little bit more intense as it's coming into West Virginia out of Ohio. Does look like it may be arriving about 5 hours right into the metro area. Much of this looks like it's going to stay just to the south of Washington. We're going to be right on the northern edge of it. So right in Washington, southern suburbs, southern Maryland, eastern shore, they are under the threat for the most severe weather. The northern suburbs may not get quite as much of the severe weather as right around Washington and point south. Then tomorrow, a nice change. We'll get lower humidity moving in, highs in the 70s, small chance of a shower. Beautiful weekend setting up. A little more humid on Father's Day. And then on Sunday night into Monday, we will perhaps get a few passing showers and some thunderstorms. Barbara?
All right, thank you, Tom. Well, if you haven't downloaded our Storm Team 4 app, today is definitely the day to do it. It keeps you ahead of the storm and connected to Storm Team 4, even if your power goes out. Just search NBC Washington Weather in iTunes, Google Play, or on NBCWashington.com. Weather is wreaking havoc with one of the world's biggest golf tournaments. The first round of the U.S. Open is suspended right now because of rain, but play will resume at 12:10, we understand. The tournament is being played in the Philadelphia area. The grounds crew is working on several holes right now. You can catch first-round coverage of the U.S. Open right here on NBC4, starting at 3 o'clock this afternoon. And we have some new information on wildfires in Colorado. News 4's Richard Jordan is at the live desk. Richard.
Barbara, those wildfires in Colorado Springs are now being called the most destructive fires in Colorado's history. 360 homes have been destroyed. There is a news conference happening right now headed up by the Sheriff's Department. They're releasing these new numbers. Again, 360 homes destroyed. That is up from 100 homes yesterday. And there are still 79 homes that firefighters have not been able to inspect to see what condition those homes are in. The fire has nearly doubled in size since yesterday. It is now at 15,000 acres. Firefighters say they are trying their best to get the upper hand on these flames, but the winds are going in so many directions that the fire is expanding. There is also no rain in the area, so that is creating a challenge for them. But again, Colorado officials now saying that this wildfire is the most destructive in the state's history. At the live desk, I'm Richard Jordan.
A heads up if you have a trip planned through Advanced Ventures. The trip may be canceled. The government shut down the Springfield, Virginia bus company. Regulators found several safety violations. They found 39 violations on the 5 buses they inspected. The government says Advanced Ventures also let drivers hit the road before they got the results from their drug and alcohol tests, and that is illegal. The driver of this truck may not have known that he was coming up to the train tracks moments before a CSX train plowed into him. That's what the NTSB says this morning. It released its initial report on last month's accident in Baltimore County. The agency says stop signs at the crossing were faded. In fact, one hung upside down and facing away from the road. The train derailed after this collision and burst into flames. Everyone did survive. And new today, some lawmakers say our crumbling infrastructure is threatening the safety of Americans and hurting our country's economy. Right now, a Senate committee is hearing testimony on the problems of roads and bridges that are in disrepair.
Unfortunately, I know all too well what happens when our infrastructure fails. Last month, a few weeks ago in my home state, I saw firsthand the devastation that was caused when an entire section of Interstate 5 collapsed into the Skagit River.
Senator Murray says what happened last month in Washington state should be a wake-up call that the country needs to invest in repairing its roads and bridges. A Pennsylvania girl is waking up with new lungs this morning. She underwent a successful double lung transplant yesterday, just days after sparking a medical and political debate. NBC's Stephanie Gosk has more on the procedure that came just in time.
It was a long, tense night at Children's Hospital where Sarah Murnahan is recovering from a life-saving double lung transplant. The 10-year-old had been unconscious since Saturday, and without the surgery to repair her damaged lungs from cystic fibrosis, her family didn't expect the 4th grader to survive another week. After 6 hours, good news.
Wow, what a night! The surgery was very, very successful. It was flawless. It was perfectly executed.
The surgical team had to resize the adult donor lungs to fit Sarah, lungs she never would have gotten without a court order. The Murnahans filed a lawsuit in federal court to get their daughter on a donor list of patients 12 years old or older, and they won. A week later, an adult donor was found.
We waited 18 months for pediatric lungs. We would not have gotten an offer that would have saved her life without being able to get adult lungs.
National transplant rules create 2 lists, one for children under 12 and one for everyone over. Adult lung transplants can be risky in small children, but children donors are rare. The rules are established by a group of doctors and medical ethicists to manage a limited supply. Some worry desperate families waiting for transplants may now turn to the courts.
We now have a new avenue, and it's a scary one, allowing judges to make decisions about who lives and who dies, rather than a system that strives to be as fair and transparent as possible.
The Murnahan family believes the system is broken and that Sarah was nearly a victim of it.
Everyone is so relieved and so happy. We can't believe it. You know, we've fought for this for so long. It's hard to believe it finally happened.
That was NBC's Stephanie Gosk reporting. Medical experts say this case highlights another problem plaguing the country, a lack of organ donors. NASCAR fans are mourning the death of a well-known driver during a race in New Jersey. Jason Leffler, nicknamed Left Turn, was killed last night at a dirt car event in Bridgeport, Connecticut, the speedway there. Leffler was driving around a high-banked dirt oval when the car flipped several times and hit a wall twice. The 37-year-old driver was a two-time winner of the NASCAR Nationwide Series and the single parent of a 5-year-old son. At one time, Leffler was part of the Joe Gibbs racing team. Montgomery County Police want you to have a talk with your kids today. They say a middle school teacher, now in jail for sex abuse, may have had more victims. 33-year-old Robert Cano is accused of inappropriately touching 3 female students at Loiterman Middle School in Silver Spring. He had been on administrative leave since last month when a school administrator told police Cano abused 2 11-year-olds and a 12-year-old. We talked to one of the students in the class.
Did you think that he would be accused of doing something like this?
Nope. He kind of has an outgoing personality. I mean, I took 7th grade science with him.
If you have any other information about other victims, please call Montgomery County Police. Today, 2 Fairfax County High School students will learn their punishment in a sex tape scandal. The boys from West Springfield High School pleaded guilty to recording teenage girls without their permission. Yesterday, a judge sentenced a 3rd student to 30 days in juvenile detention with all but 3 days suspended. He did not agree to a plea deal. The judge told the teen he turned a personal moment into something cheap and nasty. This morning, another member of the D.C. Council is under investigation for taking questionable campaign donations. Vincent Orange says he is cooperating with authorities who have subpoenaed him. The investigation surrounds $26,000 in money orders from millionaire businessman Jeff Thompson. He is the same man implicated in the campaign investigation of Mayor Vincent Gray. And right now, we continue to track severe weather headed in our direction. Our storm team is working hard to bring you the latest information on when and where the storms will hit. Tom Kierine will join us in the studio in just a few minutes with his up-to-date forecast. Plus, we're hearing from this woman's husband. Police say she tried to frame him for sending rice and lace letters to President Obama, Mayor Bloomberg, and one other. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The NBC4 Allstate Community Shred is coming to Montgomery College's Rockville campus Saturday, June 15th from 8 to 11 a.m. Brought to you by NBC4, working for you, Allstate, and Shred It.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Hey, Randy.
Hey, Paul.
I'm watching SportsCenter live. I've got Cox, so I get it on my Watch ESPN app. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, I get it from Cox, too.
Oh, why aren't you watching it?
So I wouldn't be able to see that hole.
What hole? Oh.
That hole.
I'm okay, Randy. Good talking to you, buddy.
Introducing our 24-month savings repeat. Enjoy Cox Advanced TV for just $24.99 a month, guaranteed for 24 months. Now with Watch ESPN. Call today for our best offer ever.
10 more days. 9 more days. 8 more days, Captain. 7 more days. 6 more days. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more day.
The whole family together. It'll be worth the wait. Great Wolf Lodge. Everybody in. Visit greatwolf.com for details on how you can save up to 10% on your summer getaway.
You make me smile like sun fall out of bed.
At Cold Stone Creamery, we're celebrating 25 years of selling the world's best ice cream by featuring 5 of our most beloved signature creations. Try Birthday Cake Remix, Strawberry Blonde, Oreo Overload, Peanut Butter Cup Perfection, and Founder's Favorite. Cold Stone Creamery, celebrating 25 years of the ultimate ice cream experience.
Oh, you make me smile.
If these legs could talk, they'd say, you're not just a mother, you're an airplane, a space shuttle, a vehicle of her limitless imagination. But like any good vehicle, everything needs to run smoothly, especially your legs.
Varicose and spider veins can be uncomfortable and get between you and those you love. Plus, they get worse if untreated. So call Vein Clinics of America or visit veinclinics.com.
Listen to your legs. There's a lot riding on them.
You never know what kind of day you're gonna have. So Honda made the 2013 Odyssey to just go with the flow. Room for the troops 1 minute, room for the science fair project the next. all while keeping you calm, cool, and connected. Care for a cold drink? Drive a new Odyssey now for just $259 a month, or get 0-9 financing for 60 months during the Odyssey clearance sale. See your local Honda dealer now.
NBC4 is proud to join the Freddie Mac Foundation and Metropolitan Council of Governments to help find loving homes for Wednesday's children.
New today, we're hearing from the man whose wife is accused of sending letters laced with ricin and trying to make it look like he did it. Shannon Richardson is charged with sending the letters to President Obama, New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg, and a lobbyist. She initially told police her estranged husband was behind the letters. That husband, Nate Richardson, spoke with Savannah Guthrie this morning on the Today Show.
I know you were going through some marital troubles, but that said, was this not pretty surprising?
Oh, yes, very surprising, very surprising.
Did you think she was capable of something like that?
Well, really, you don't sit there and think about what people would do to you, but I just really didn't know, couldn't tell.
His wife, Shannon Richardson, hasn't entered a plea. Her attorney says she will plead not guilty. Heads up, if you own a Ram pickup truck, Chrysler is recalling thousands of 2012 model trucks because of a problem with the front axles. The automaker says the front prop shaft can bind or fracture and cause the truck to lose power. There are no reports of accidents or injuries related to the defect. The company plans to notify owners and dealers, and they will replace the front axles for no charge. Today, work begins on one of the biggest developments in Prince George's County's history. Construction crews will break ground today on the Westphalia Town Center in Upper Marlboro. It will include homes, shops, offices, and even a hotel. Its developer also wants it to include the FBI's new headquarters. The government is looking for a new home for the FBI. D.C., Maryland, and Virginia are all competing for that project. Turning to business news now, retail sales are up. We're going to check in with Bertha Coombs. She's got the latest on that and the rest of the day's business headlines. Hey, Bertha.
Hey, Barbara. Yeah, we saw some good news here, although investors are overall continuing to be concerned, not knowing what the next move is going to be for the Fed. The Fed meets next week, so we've had a lot of days when stocks go up and down with people fearing about what the Fed is going to do with its stimulus programs. But today we got some good news on unemployment. The Labor Department saying that unemployment claims fell to 334,000. That was better than the expectation from analysts. And retail sales as well came in better than expected, up 0.6%, and they were fueled by a big rise in the buying of autos and trucks. Those were up by nearly 2%. And also it seems that a lot of us are sprucing up our homes. We did see an increase as well in home building supplies, up about 2%. We also spent more on groceries and just a little bit more on gas. And a big ruling coming out of the Supreme Court. Remember that test that Angelina Jolie took to determine that she had a gene that made her predisposed for breast cancer and ovarian cancer? It's called the BRCA1 or BRCA2 test. The company that makes that test, it had been challenged in the Supreme Court over its patenting of those genes. It has patented a version of those genes. The Supreme Court today, in a very sort of Solomon-like decision, said a human gene cannot be patented in its natural state. However, if you do a cDNA, is what they call it, if you do a synthetic version of that gene, as they have done for that test, then that is all right. So that stock today at an all-time high. It's a very important patent for Myriad Genetics. It gets about 75% of its revenues from that BRCA, breast cancer and ovarian cancer test. Analysts say they are also now working on a more comprehensive screening for other genetic markers in different types of cancers. So this is an encouraging ruling for folks who are working in that industry, but also encouraging for those of us, Barbara, who feel that our genes shouldn't become somebody's work product that they profit from and patent.
But will this decision make that test less expensive for women to have?
Not just yet. What happens is right now they have those patents on those genes on one of them through 2015, one of them through 2016. What could happen now is that a generic maker, some of the other diagnostic makers, could challenge them to bring down the length of that patent and try to bring a generic version on sooner. Interestingly, the court is also looking at what's called a pay for delay. There have been cases where some companies with patents have actually struck a deal deal with the generic makers, saying, well, hold off a little bit on bringing the generic version on. And the Supreme Court is actually set to rule on that issue as well.
All right. Well, thanks so much for that report. Very interesting. Our Wednesday's child this week is a wonderful young man who dreams of one day playing baseball. We first met Rodney last year, but he's still waiting for the right family to adopt him. Are you excited about being here?
Yes.
16-year-old Rodney was definitely excited to be here at National Stadium. Pitchers Gio Gonzalez and Edwin Jackson invited Rodney to play a little catch.
What's up, Rodney? How you doing, man?
Rodney came dressed up because he cares a lot about making a good impression. Although he has some developmental challenges, he's a wonderful young man with a lot of hopes and dreams.
He loves to investigate things. He wants to know what everything's about. He's a very intriguing and interesting young man.
We did it. We turned him into a Nats. That's it.
Rodney proved to have a good arm, and Edwin and Gio were impressed. They asked Rodney about his dreams for the future.
I would like to play for this team one day.
Oh, absolutely.
But mostly, Rodney wants a family to love him.
I would like to have a family like that I would start home visits with and start visiting in the holidays and stuff. And then after I start visiting them for a long time, they would think about adopting me.
Would you like to be adopted?
Yes, ma'am, I would.
A signed baseball was just one of the gifts Rodney got to take home, but the biggest gift was learning that dreams can become reality.
And I hope my dream come true.
We hope so too. If you have room in your home and your heart for Rodney or another child who's waiting, call our special adoption hotline. The number is 1-888-TO-ADOPT-ME, or you can search Wednesday's Child on NBCWashington.com. Our time right now is 11:50, and coming up, a guide to the area's rooftop bars. Plus, Storm Team 4 meteorologist Tom Curine will be back with another check on what could be a rough afternoon ahead. Stay with us.
All over America, children in foster care dream of having a family to call their own. While for many families, the dream is to share their lives with a child.
Thanks, Mom. You're welcome.
Happy anniversary, Mom and Dad.
Wednesday's Child, making dreams come true.
Join me Wednesdays at 5 p.m., Thursdays at 11 a.m., and Sundays at 9 a.m., and open your heart and home to Wednesday's Child.
Mattress Discounters is your trusted Tempur-Pedic elite retailer. We offer an extensive product selection, superior service, and unsurpassed customer satisfaction.
Mattress Discounters! This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, it's H.H. Greg's 33-hour sale. Save on this 3-piece kitchen package, only $9.99. 32-inch HD TVs are just $188. This Samsung 51-inch HD TV is a low $498. And Samsung Galaxy tablets just $169 at the H.H. Gregg 33-hour sale. Save big on great gifts just in time for Father's Day. Appliances, electronics, furniture, and more. H.H. Gregg.
In one of the world's most powerful cities, one hospital stands strong, the George Washington University Hospital. In an instant, knowledge and expertise unite. These moments define us as a hospital, as a community. Trusted by our neighbors in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia, we set the highest standards for clinical and academic expertise, solving complex medical problems, perfecting innovative surgery, delivering the future. GW Hospital. Defining medicine.
At George Washington University Hospital, we specialize in the treatment of peripheral arterial disease, or PAD. This involves the blood vessels outside of the heart. Left untreated, this can result in a stroke or in the leg, an amputation.
We assembled a team of physicians from different specialties to treat PAD. We have the technology, expertise, and hybrid operating rooms to provide a comprehensive team approach to the management of vascular disease.
We're innovators, advancing research in the treatment of peripheral arterial disease for our patients.
Play on it. Play on it. Save on it.
Get a Tempur-Pedic Queen adjustable bed plus 2 free pillows plus delivery for only $55 a month.
Mattress Discounters.
Stay away
from Brady. You stay away from Brady.
This week, 2 women fighting over 1 man.
Anyone can make him forget you ever existed. That would be me.
Which one are you rooting for? Days of Our Lives, weekdays at 1 here on NBC.
Closed captioning on NBC4, brought to you by Luna.
For a limited time, buy 1 room, get your second free. Plus, get up to $500 off.
877-241 Luna.
You're watching News 4 Midday.
If you know what a hashtag is, this story is for you. Today you can start using them on Facebook. The social media behemoth is now making hashtags clickable, just like Twitter and Instagram. You can also search for hashtags from the search bar and click tags from other networking sites. In today's Weekend Scene, a guide to great rooftop bars in our area. Lavanya Ramanathan of the Washington Post is here and has some highlights of the rooftop bars around us. What's your favorite?
I like them all. I like them all. Donovan House is a big one. That is actually one of the ones that we saw this year get a big makeover.
Donovan House.
Donovan House.
And where is that one?
That's right near DuPont Circle. It's right around 15th and Scott Circle. And
Tell us about it.
The really cool thing about it is this year they have added cabanas. They're really giving it a Miami flair. Now, it's poolside. A lot of folks can't get in the pools because that's for hotel guests, but folks can sit around on beach loungers and sip frozen cocktails. It's pretty cool. And they have a great happy hour Monday through Friday. It is from 5 to 7 half-price drinks, which is a great place to spend the summer.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. And again, that's downtown?
That is downtown. It's right.
Petworth, Chez Petworth, is that what it's called? Petworth Chez Billy.
Chez Billy.
Tell us about that
Chez
one.
Billy is a great French-themed bar and restaurant in Petworth, right on Georgia Avenue, and they have remade their back patio space. It's very cool and family-friendly, and it's covered, so on a day like today, if you wanted to go, no problem. If it rains, you're protected. But sun does still peek through. This is a really cool space. And again, it's new for this summer. And they have a great happy hour. Again, it's Tuesday through Sunday, so that includes Saturdays.
Now, Chez Billy is not just a bar. You can have food there, right?
You can, and that's part of the happy hour. There is an oyster happy hour, $1 oysters and $3 fries.
Sounds good. Granham in Georgetown, another rooftop bar?
The Graham in Georgetown is another hotel rooftop bar. This opened this year with a lot of fanfare. It's a gorgeous view. This is probably the only bar that has this view of the waterfront, of the Kennedy Center, and of Georgetown. It's very popular and really easy to go to. There's no cover. You just walk into the hotel, take the elevator up, and you've got this great view and really cool cocktails.
Oh, that is beautiful. Now, where exactly is that?
That is on Thomas Jefferson Street. So you're going to find that. Yep, you're going to find it right off.
The hotel is what?
It's the Graham Hotel.
Oh, it is the Graham Hotel.
Yeah, the Graham Hotel.
And so this is the Graham Rooftop Bar. Well, that's pretty nice, but a lot of folks won't be going there this afternoon. No roof on that one, but Chez Billy has a roof.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. You got to have both in the summertime because you never know when you're going to see a storm like today.
But it really is nice to be able to sit outside, even on a really hot night, I think. Thanks so much. Good to see you.
Thanks, Barbara.
And for more ideas for your weekend, log on to NBCWashington.com or the Going Out Guide at WashingtonPost.com. We're going to get the forecast now. Tom, tell us what's going on out there.
Well, we've got clouds coming over the metro area now, just producing a few sprinkles. That was a live view there from the NBC4 HD City Camera. Right now, temperatures are right around 80 degrees in the metro area. Reagan National now is at 81. It's near 80 in Prince George's County, and 70s now, the rest of Virginia and Maryland and parts of southern Maryland, temperatures there in the low 80s. We had that one round of showers and thunder and lightning coming through, and now it's a little light rain in the metro area. But look at that line out in the Ohio Valley, those areas in red. That stretch is from northern West Virginia all the way down into southern Kentucky. And out ahead of that, there's another line forming in the southeastern West Virginia that'll stay to our south. But it's that line that's just about due west of the metro area, may be arriving in about 5 hours. So perhaps around 4:30, 5 o'clock. Expect a line of strong storms to come on through. This zone in red is the risk zone of perhaps the most strongest winds, the most dangerous weather, with power outages perhaps. And that's right around Washington, along 95 and points east. That's where we could have the strongest winds and, unfortunately, probably the most numerous power outages. And then lower humidity moves in Friday into the weekend, looking nice. Father's Day looks good. Could get storms around on Sunday night, perhaps first part of next week. But tune in this afternoon, NBC4. We'll have frequent updates as well as on Twitter and Facebook.
And we've been reminded this week of how vulnerable our trees are to falling over, so be very careful out there, walking, biking, whatever. Tom, thanks a lot. We'll be watching the weather. That's News 4 Midday for today. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to tune in for news at 4. Well, actually, no, at 5, 6, and 11 tonight. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. for News 4 Midday. Have a great day.
Offenbacher's huge Memorial Blast. The newest patio sets are on sale, ready for immediate delivery. Plus great savings on special orders. Create a vacation resort at home. Extra discounts online and in store. Offenbacher's Memorial Sale is a blast.
For all those who sleep too hot or too cool and struggle to sleep comfortably together, now there's a solution. The company that individualized your comfort with the Sleep Number bed is now introducing Sleep Number Dual Temp, the revolutionary temperature balancing layer with active air technology that works on any mattress, including yours. Whether you sleep hot or cool, Sleep Number Dual Temp allows each of you to select your ideal temperature, so you can both sleep exactly the way you like, at your own perfect temperature. And there's only one place in the world you'll find an entire collection of temperature balancing solutions, including the revolutionary new Sleep Number Dual Temp layer, designed to give you the soundest sleep of your life. A Sleep Number store near you. Sleep Number. Comfort. Individualized. Visit sleepnumber.com to find one of our over 400 Sleep Number stores nationwide.
Offenbacher's huge Memorial Blast. The newest patio sets are on sale, ready for immediate delivery. Plus great savings on special orders. Create a vacation resort at home. Extra discounts online and in store. Offenbacher's Memorial Sale is a blast.
Download the Storm